it's Therese from Lostinpaper. I'm back again with another tutorial. This one's for a fantastic online store called Scrapbook Boutique, and today I'd like to demonstrate how to use these wonderful new Hero Arts Sizzix Stamp Die-cut sets. The one I'm going to use today is called Bold Pop Designs. Today I'm going to actually show you how easy it is just to use the dies and the stamps together. So I've got a card, just a plain white card base that's been, the finished size is 10.5 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and I've got this wonderful envelope pattern Hero Arts stamp that I'm just going to add some ink to. This would have to be one of my favourite inks, so I've just got this one recently and using it a lot already. It's the Aquamarine from Ranger, and I'm just going to apply that all over the background stamp. Then get a baby wipe and just wipe in a few different areas. There's a few different ways you can apply background stamps, so this is just one of them. So then I'll put the card front on top of this and just a piece of scratch paper, and just use my speed ball just to make sure they get even coverage. Just because this is quite a fine stamp, it just helps to get the impression. So without moving the stamp, see, the baby wipe just gives you that kind of splotchy background effect. I'm going to stamp my images now. So I have some just plain white paper, and the large flower image I'm using the Aquamarine, and then adding Memento Tuxedo Black to the envelope pattern. Just meet the two stamps together, and then stamp. So it just gives you the impression of the envelope pattern. It's called stamp kissing. And the last one is the flower, and I'm using bamboo leaves from Memento. And I'll just prepare these to go through the die cutting machine. And it's as simple as just lining up the stamp, just turning it around till you know you're in the right spot, just leaving a little edge around. And use just a piece of tape or a post-it note, just something to hold it in place. Okay, so we'll go back to the card front now. Just going to place my sentiment. I'm using another, it's a Hero Arts sentiment called Truly Appreciated. We use the You're So Special. There's a few different ways that you can line these up. One of my favourites is just to use my grid mat to make sure it's straight initially, and if I'm going to use my stamp press, which I do a lot, I'll actually use the grid lines on that to make sure that they're straight, so when I line it up and stamp it, I can just line it up against the actual edge of the card and I know it's going to be straight. New best friend of mine is the VersaFine Onyx Black. This is the best ink for stamping a nice crisp sentiment. And then I'll just use my grid lines and stamp. And start putting my elements together. So I just need to work out where I want to put them on the card, and just going to cut this one up and use this with my flower. I'll be using glue dots to adhere this to the card. So I'll pick that up. And yeah, I find these strong, super strength ones stick extremely well. I want that just sitting over the edge a little bit. I'll sit that leaf in the centre. I'm going to put some buttons in the middle of my flower. I like to just add some thread. This is just DMC white floss. If you don't want a knot or a bow on top of the button, one of the easiest ways to secure the thread is by using a glue dot underneath it, and it'll also hold the button in place. Got some scrapbook adhesive foam squares. I'll pop these on the back of the butterfly wings. I'll just put this glue dot in the centre. That'll just help lift the butterfly wings up. My We Are the Memory Keepers corner chomper. Just gonna round the top right corner. And one last final thing is add some Ranger cotton candy stickles to the body of the butterfly. Here's the finished card. This has just been a very quick, simple tutorial for Scrapbook Boutique, showing you the wonderful new Hero Arts and Sizzix stamp and die cut sets. There are also some amazing stamp and embossing sets. So if you head on over there, all the links will be on my blog, so go and take a look for yourself. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining me today.